Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Reading. My name is Lenore and tonight I'll be doing a horoscope for Virgo. So if Virgo is your solar, lunar, ascending / rising sign, this is a video for you. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I will turn this bowl 3 times. Counterclockwise, and then I'll tap it 3 times and we'll see what the tea leaves have for us. Okay, Virgo. All right. Now, if you are a first-time viewer, thank you so much for coming and watching a video. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I hope these videos are resonating with you. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Oh, wow. That's a really tight bundle of, let me get my little stick thing here. Tight bundle of leaves there. Okay. So interesting. It looks like it reminds me of that semicolon tattoo that we see people have, which I didn't know what it was. I had seen a lot of people with it, and a couple years ago I found out what it was. But so this is the semicolon tattoo is to represent somebody who has dealt with suicide and survived it in their life. So I don't know exactly if that means that somebody in their life has tried to commit suicide or if they themselves have, but it's really a beautiful symbol of survival. And it's interesting to see something very similar right here in the cup. So seeing it on the rim here, not on the rim, excuse me, on this little incline, which you can kind of see, it's a little bit on the edge here. So usually when something is in this position in the cup, if it's not right in the middle, this is going to be more about somebody who is in your life or is involved in the scenario that we're going to, find out whatever's going on in here. So I think that you're probably, there's somebody in your life who has dealt with suicide or mental health issues in the past. And honestly, I don't know if I'm even allowed to say that word on YouTube. I said it quite a few times. Yeah, so... And the word I'm saying that I don't know is if I'm allowed to say suicide or not. But anyways, this is somebody in your life that's dealt with that. And I think that you are very aware because seeing the symbol, which if somebody puts this on their body or, they identify as a survivor, I think that, this is something that they've told people. This is something that, it's part of the composition of how they identify themselves as a being, right? This is part of their experience. And it seems to me that they are not hiding that fact, okay? And so, yeah, so that's interesting. That I saw as soon as I picked this up, I saw that and I was like, okay, that's exactly what that makes me think of. So you have somebody who is very strong in your life, okay, Virgo? Okay, and this is interesting too because right on the same kind of area here, and I kind of just flipped it a little bit, we have this, and let me see if I can get this, there we go. We have this kind of, it looks like a bird, but with the way that it's, the back of it and its wings are, it almost looks like a phoenix. And I kind of get that feeling of movement from this line here. It looks like it's moving upwards, taking off, directly up. So it reminds me of also, an alchemical engraving of the phoenix symbol. So we know that this is a symbol of resurrection, rebirth, rising from the ashes, from the destruction of their life, and becoming anew, right? And even better, fortified by the fires, the spiritual fires. So this makes so much sense with this other symbol that we had. Somebody who has dealt with some mental health issues, possibly self-harm, and they have risen from that part of their life and become stronger for it. Okay. And I feel like this person is just such a great influence in your life. I think that you really look up to them. Maybe it's not look up to you respect them, and you just have such an affinity for them because they are such a strong strong person. They're just a very developed person spiritually, I think. And oftentimes people who have suffered greatly in these kinds of ways are also very down to earth, okay, and humble people. And I think that makes this person in your life a lot more relatable and approachable and, honest, I think. I think that you probably really feel like you know them on a very authentic level. And in knowing this person, I think that it probably makes you want to be a more authentic and honest and, true being. And that's a beautiful thing. We're very lucky in our life when we get to know people like that push us to be better than we maybe would have been without that kind of influence and that kind of just raw honesty. Okay. Now let's see. I'm seeing a very clear T. In this position, I think that, usually I would say this is a name. It's a name of somebody. But when I see that, what really comes to my inner eye is the word trust, okay? And I feel like this has been a real issue for you in your life. I think that maybe the biggest barrier you have with people is your issues with trust, okay? And I think that, this person that we've been talking to, I feel that you just have this instinct to really trust them. And I think that's very refreshing for you. I think that this is almost a person who's helping you build new relationships with people because it's been such an experience to just really trust somebody from your core. You have it feels like intuitively you just know that you can trust them, and that's rippling out into other parts of your life. And I think that you're learning to trust your own intuition through this relationship with this person. And I think this is interesting because I'm seeing this figure here that looks like some kind of maybe like a priestess or priest, And I'm seeing kind of all this psychic, emotional, spiritual, kind of these little emanations coming off of the head part of this figure. And that's going all the way up into what I consider on these cups being the metaphysical, spiritual, higher consciousness, you know, the realm of ourselves that is, above and beyond ourselves. And I think that you just, through this development that you've been going through and knowing this person in your life, it's really given you, I think, I feel like this deep sense of confidence coming from you. I feel like you're becoming confident in your intuitive nature, and I feel like I think things are flowing for you. I think that you're really having a lot of inspired thinking, feeling. I feel like there's, a lot of, it seems like there's a lot of new passion, okay? But I feel like it's really in this realm that is very divine. And I feel like you're becoming it, maybe not becoming. I think that you're starting to, I think that you have seen signs, symbols, synchronicities in your life, but I think that you're shifting into a period of time where you're really trusting those patterns that are revealing themselves to you. And I think that it's really flowing for you. And I think that you are learning to probably make decisions more intuitively and through these signs and symbols that you're seeing. And, I think that's a really beautiful thing. I think, sometimes we have these people that come into our lives that help us to develop parts of our nature that, we just, we have trouble connecting with, or getting over old things, or things that are ingrained in us, conditioned, traumas, whatever it is. And it's just hard to kind of force yourself to trust people, right? And, I'll give you kind of a little example in my own life. I've have historical trauma and stuff in my life, and in my childhood especially, and I just always felt like, and even in therapies, there would be a lot of focus on this idea that, you say you don't trust people, you feel like you don't trust people, but you have to trust people, just to exist in the world. To some degree, you're trusting people. Well, that made me always feel like I just had to kind of like, pull myself up by my bootstraps and, get over it and just trust whoever, get over this old stuff. Stop projecting old scenarios onto new people or the people in your life or whatever. You know what I mean? And that made me feel like there's something wrong with me because I couldn't flip the switch to be a trusting person. And I still even today, I have a lot of problems learning to trust things and people. And it takes a long time for me to even have like a little ounce of trust in somebody. But and this is how this is going to correlate with this cup, is that, I have a relationship, and this is with my husband, where it's the first time I've ever met somebody I can trust. I just trust him. I trust him with my safety. I trust him to make good decisions. I trust him with our child. Like, there's never been any indication to me that I shouldn't trust him. And even though I've had trust issues with him, those are things within myself. In our relationship together, I've learned to trust more. Trust even just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Trust, trust other people a little bit more. Trust that I don't always have to be in control all the time. Just a little bit more, right? And so this cup makes me think, it reminds me of that, that work. And that sometimes, no matter if an idea, this abstract idea that you gotta trust people, you gotta learn to trust people, whatever. Sometimes these people come into our lives who teach us how to trust, and we have to. And that's the kind of learner I feel like you are. You need that practical application of a relationship with somebody, and it doesn't have to be romantic, but with somebody who you connect with on such a level that you just, you trust them. There's an innate trust. There's a intellectual, logical trust. There is a intuitive trust. Okay, and through that. And through that relationship, there's a very deep self-development going on for you, where you're learning to trust in your intuition. You're learning to trust other people. Maybe it's making some of your pre-existing relationships deeper and more of more substance, right? Because when you can trust somebody, you let some of your guards down, right? And you can be more of yourself, and you can be more of the mini selves that you are. And that's so important, because we learn so much about life and ourselves and others in those interactions. And I feel like that's really what's going on for you. I feel like this has really been a period of time where you are just really learning to just go with what's happening especially, and I am a Virgo as well, solar Virgo. Us solar Virgos are a little uptight, we're a little bit we like to control our environments. We like to know what's going on. Why is it going on? When is it going on? What time is this happening? You want to have the details. I think that you're going through a period where you're learning to trust yourself. And I think you're doing it through this relationship. And I'm not saying this person is the only catalyst. I think that this is work that's been building up, and you've been coming to this gateway for a long time. Okay. But I think that in this relationship, it's been put into your life so that you are able to transcend some of that old stuff, and really, create the space for you to do some of this more meaningful, intuitive work that I think that you've been wanting to do. You just haven't been able to get things aligned in such a way where that was easy for you. But I think that's starting to really happen, okay? Okay, now let's see. Let's look at this. Let's see what is... Now, this is interesting. I think this shows me that this particular relationship, and it's not clear to me that this is definitely a romantic relationship, but I feel like this is some kind of partnership. I think that, this might be a creative partnership, business partnership. This might be kind of like a mentorship. It could be romantic, it could become romantic, but I'm seeing that this is going to be a lifelong relationship that you have with this person. I think they're always going to be in your life. And I think that, what I'm seeing is that you also bring a lot of substance to their life. And I think that they have been very open about that with you, and that really has added to your ability to trust with them. They have been very generous with their emotions, with their thoughts, and kind of their inner workings, right? And I think that has really put you at ease. And I think that you and this person are really building a bond that can't be broken. And I don't think there's any reason for it to be. It just seems like this is such a natural connection you have. There's no kind of like social dramas, you know, I don't even no kinds of jealousy issues or anything like that. I think it's just been a very natural progression, and I think it's just, you know, something that is going to be a lifelong friendship, relationship, partnership at times, okay? And that's really awesome. I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you, Virgo. So yeah, that's great. I really like this reading. This made me so happy. I had pulled for this reading the moon card, and I personally love the moon. I love the archetype of the moon, and you know, the lunar goddess, and that you know, fluctuating, the ebb and flow of those watery kind of moody, eccentric kind of emotions and whatnot. But you know, sometimes that card can be a little scary because it really does pull up this you know, parts of the psyche that can get a little dark and you know, troublesome, things that are hard to deal with. But I see in this reading that you know, you are not a stranger to those more morbid parts of the psyche, or the more you know, difficult waters to navigate. And I think that this person that you have in your life, also not a stranger to any of those things. So I think that you know, you two really connect on that level. But the other thing is, you are both, you know, it's not all about the night side. It's also, you know, walking in the light together. And there's a lot of healing. There's a lot of truth. There's a lot of you know, transmutation and just like a more holistic, self-embodied kind of. Okay, I had a little cut off at the end there. I'm just gonna put these two these two together. So I think that, you know, there's just this deep connection, and it's very rare in life that we find somebody that we can connect with on both sides. You know, there, and beyond that duality as well. Okay, so there's just a whole, you know, many rooms in the mansion to explore together. And so yeah, I think this has been a great reading, Virgo. I'm just very happy that it went this way, and I was a little bit anxious that it wasn't going to be so positive, but it really is. And that's the message that I have for you tonight. And I want to thank you so much for watching the video. If you'd like to leave a comment, let me know how if this resonates with you, how the message has been received, and any of your thoughts on that. Also, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome, and I would appreciate that so much. Let's see, what else? You can find me on Facebook. That's Ula Tea Leaf Readings. And on Instagram, Ula of the Tea. If you're interested in a private reading, go ahead and look in the description. There should be an email there. And you can message me, and we will set up a private reading. Besides that, I just wanted to say I'm so thankful for this time that we spend together. I am always so honored to be able to bring these messages to you. Again, this is Ula of the Tea, or excuse me, this is Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore. Thank you.